George Nelson, 82-84. Minshew is not good, and AOC is not the answer. We legitimately need to tank for a quarterback. The 7 and 8 win seasons are keeping us from getting a quarterback. I know you've been keyboard worrying against and battling against the tank crew that's been online in the last week.
It's awful, dude. Like, you don't win from losing. Here's what's going to happen. If there's two ways you can tank. There's the straightforward way, and there's kind of like the roundabout way. The straightforward way to tank is to tell your players, "Hey, man, we're going to tank." That never happens in the NFL. The roundabout way is, "Hey, man, I can't in good conscience, Max, even though you want to play, I can't clear you to play because that injuries needs to get better." That's the roundabout way, right? What you're saying to your locker room is just like the way people feel about Davante quitting on the team. The organization is quitting on the players by telling them that they're tanking.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose. That's the way to lose the locker room. You want to talk about losing the locker room? That's the way to lose a locker room. Okay, you're basically starting over from scratch because you're going to ask these players that you told that you didn't want to win this season. You're asking these guys to put their bodies on the line every play in the NFL, and then you're telling them that you don't want them to win. You're going to lose these players, so you have to go out and get all new players because you already fucked up the ones that you have on your team already because they don't believe in you. So get that out of your heads right now. If one thing is going to piss me off is these freaking crybaby Raider fans after 5 weeks telling us, even though we're one game behind, we're right. If we get to 3-3, we're right in the middle of all this stuff. There's not a lot of teams out there that have great records.
Dude, the AFC has a very scraping of the bottom barrel. There's like 5 or 6 AFC teams that are going to have like 3 wins. Like,
yeah,
getting a wild card in the AFC is very, very. There's going to be an 8 and 9 team that may make it in the AFC.
Look, right now, there's one 5-win team in each conference. There's one 4-win team in each conference. 80% of the rest of the teams have either 2 or 3 wins. So it's like we're right there. We've shown we can play and beat some of the best teams in the NFL. But the Ravens team they've won freaking 3 in a row after we beat them. So look, tanking doesn't guarantee you anything because you have to pretty much lose every single game to guarantee you're going to get the guy you want because you have to be the absolute worst team out there. The worst thing you want to do is you want to try to tank and you ruin all the players. You ruin all their trust. You put bad tape out there for them that's going to affect their money moving forward. You're going to poison that locker room. You pretty much have to get rid of all your staff because no one's going to want to play for a freaking coaching staff that tanked. It's not the answer.
The only person that can make an NFL team tank is the owner. It's the only one.
Get rid of everybody.
Like, that's the only way. Like, think of like the 2021 the Brian Flores Dolphins when the owner just getting rid of everyone.
Yeah.
And Flores like still just like willed them to 8 wins somehow. Like that owner was trying to tank. An owner trying to tank it and still didn't work. Because the coach is like, I don't want this bullshit on my resume. I don't want to be
the coach wants to work.
I don't want to be the coach of a 3-14 team. That's stapled onto my resume for the rest of my life. Coaches don't want, and Antonio Pierce has reportedly a 2-season contract. Like he doesn't have time. He doesn't have a tank in him. And the other part, the Raiders don't have a tanking roster. We just went through the highest paid guys on the team. Maxx Crosby, you don't want to get rid of him. Like, to tank is you get rid of the very expensive older players and get draft picks to be good in 2 seasons. That's what tanking is, right? We don't have players that fit that description. No one wants to get rid of Maxx. Davante's, gone. That's a different, separate story. We don't want to get rid of Colton Miller. We just signed Christian Wilkins. We don't want to get rid of Jacoby Myers. Like, our highest paid players are young dudes that you build a new team around. We're not saddled with a bunch of $15 million 33-year-olds. And even if we were, like, tanking is so hard to do in the end. It would literally have to be the exact perfect roster of a bunch of expensive old players and the exact perfect owner who superseded everybody who's worried about their jobs to say, trade that guy, trade that guy, trade that guy, trade that guy, trade that guy. That's what it takes to tank in the NFL. And even when owners try to do it, it doesn't work. Like with the Dolphins and Brian Flores. Hey, you made it to the end of our video. Great job. I know you want more. Go ahead and click the next video. And if you're feeling crazy, go ahead and subscribe.